If you are interested in learning about careers but don't always have time, the Interviewing People 10-minute highlight shows are the solution. This week's highlights are from my interview with Tiffini Gallant, a creative writer for A&E Design in Billings, Montana. Not only is she living her dream because she writes for a living, but Tiffini also lives in Big Sky country. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the highlights of our conversation. As we started our interview, Tiffini talked about how she took a very non-traditional approach to her college degrees.
Well, by the time I returned to continue my education, I had taken about a 4-year break after Bluffton. And so I used that period of time to really explore a number of different career areas and figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up, if you will. So that exploration landed me a job working in admissions for a local university, Montana State University here in Billings, Montana. And in that role, I quickly realized that having a bachelor's degree especially would help me speak the same language as my colleagues, but also better serve students at the university level. And so that didn't solve my problem, though, at the time of not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. But they had this general studies associate's degree program. And what that allowed me to do was complete my general education requirements. I knew those were going to be a part of any degree that I pursued. So I got those out of the way. And of course, a consistent theme that had surfaced over the multiple roles that I had explored up to that time was that I was a decent writer. So I was like, how can I just write and be creative and figure out how that'll fit into a degree program rather than trying to start another degree program that I wasn't sure would align with what I really loved to do. I think naturally that just led to public relations. It's all about relationship building. Writing is an integral part of being successful in that profession. And I knew that it would help me achieve my career aspirations at that time working at the university.
Tiffini then talked about what she does as a creative writer and why that is her dream job.
Essentially, I have my dream job now in that I get paid to write full time. It can happen. So really my role involves a myriad of creative writing assignments, and it's both internal creative writing, but also external for our clients. So A&E Design is an architectural and design firm based in Billings. That's where our headquarters is, but there are 4 other locations across Montana and the Pacific Northwest. And so we complete graphic design and architecture and interiors. And so my role is everything from copywriting beer can package labels to social media campaigns and advertising and in-house media pitches and all sorts of things.
Next, Tiffini talked about why experience is so important and how that experience then led her to earn a master's degree at Georgetown.
Well, in my undergrad, I was required to complete an internship, as most students are, an internship or a capstone, some kind of practical application of your learning, right, in a career field. And I had a faculty mentor who said, Tiffini, if you want to write, you're going to need some experience aside from, having a grade of an A on a paper at the college level. You need to be published and show that you can survive in a very cutthroat writing environment. And so she encouraged me to put the feelers out there and try to get an internship with a local publication. I was really lucky that editor-in-chief at the Billings Gazette, which is one of Lee Enterprises' major newspaper organizations here in Montana, there are 5. He thought that I was probably more eager than skilled, but you know what? He wanted to take a chance on me, and he did. And I proved myself. And so in a week, he actually offered me a full-time job. And so it was like, wow, I could leave higher ed and write and really get some publications under my belt. And at that time, I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do after graduation. So I thought, let's jump out of higher ed. At that time, I'd been there for 6 years and try a new industry. So I managed about 6 different publications for the state of Montana, copywriting all sorts of different things from advertorial to feature stories. And that just naturally gave way to wanting to continue education in some way. I really discovered at that time that I have an insatiable thirst for knowledge. And Georgetown offered an opportunity for me to continue public relations, but they really emphasize ethics and writing in their program, so that attracted me to it. And I just knew that at that point, no matter what continuing ed I pursued, it would just set me above my competitors in the journalism field or anywhere where I'd want to use writing professionally.
Tiffini then talked about how important networking had been to her career advancement.
I would say that every role I have landed in my professional career is a direct result of a relationship that I've built. And that started at high school, asking instructors like you for letters of recommendation to get into college. And at the college level, you're getting recognized by your professors for your aptitude, and they're recommending you for internships, which give way to career opportunities. And if you excel in your career, you'll naturally get involved and generate some really good relationships there, where you'll have people calling you up, when you are ready for the next move. And that's something that I've been really fortunate to have. There's also a lot of who involved in the professional world. So that's set me above other people who are probably more experienced in writing too, is that I have really solid relationships with people in newsrooms, right? So if I'm going to pitch a story, I know who to call. I don't have to go through some of the traditional channels. And if I want to nominate our organization for the great work we're doing for an award, I can reach out to people who can speak to that and really influence those decisions. So networking is just imperative as you're skill building and building your career.
Sharing her writing with the world required Tiffini to take a risk, and there were times when she faced rejection.
Well, rejection is part of it, and it's part of growth, and it can be scary. So any of you out there who are thinking about not wanting to take that chance because it is scary, and rejection is plausible and inevitable at some point in your career, I urge you to please try anyway, because the good thing about rejection is that it sparks growth and you can learn something from that. So I remember I was always really academically inclined, even if I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was getting A's on my papers and things like that. And when I had this editor accept me, because like I said, he thought I was eager and enthusiastic, but probably not skilled. I had no idea what AP style was, for instance. So I was all proud of my first feature story, and I go to submit it, and it's coming up for a magazine, and it comes back to me and looks like it was slaughtered. I think there was more red pen on that than there was black ink. But you know what? It was humbling for me to be in a position where I realized, wow, well, I'm not actually that good. But it allowed me to also key into what I could improve on. And then I set out to do that. And I think that's probably what ended up getting me the job offer in the end, is that I pushed through rejection to show that I wanted to do this bad enough and improve.
Finally, Tiffini shared some insights that she realizes now she wishes someone had told her while she was in high school.
If someone had told me my senior year in high school that I could make writing into a career, my brain would have gone to some abysmal picture of 40 years struggling to make ends meet and then hoping to leave a legacy posthumously, right? But I would say that it is absolutely possible to do what you love what you do, and make a living at it. That's something that if you have aspirations where you're really musically inclined, or you love to dance or something, don't let the harbingers to success say that you can't do it. You certainly can, but I would encourage you to take the time to find out what it is that you absolutely love, even if that means not going to college right away. Figure out what you love doing, and then find a career that allows you to do it, not the other way around.
Thank you for watching this episode showing highlights of the latest Interviewing People careercast with Tiffini Gallant. And to make your Mondays the best they can be, subscribe so you can hear more career stories every week. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember the best part about Mondays is interviewing people.